Task number 2, what are incidents, is part of the incident response fundamentals room inside the cybersecurity 101 learning path. Several different processes run on your computer devices. Computing devices basically here everything digitally that we use, right? Even a watch nowadays, a ring, everything that well, in our case of incident responses, everything that has a connection with Bluetooth, internet, and so on. Some of these processes are interactive, meaning you perform the actions that is playing a game or watching a video. There will also be some non-interactive processes running in the background that may not require your interaction with them. For this, the kernel is created. It's basically we humans, we function without reservations. In other words, you don't set up a certain amount of blood to pump from your heart. That's done automatically. This is what they mean here. There are processes inside computing devices that you don't control. They are done automatically in the background. They are just necessary for your device. Both of these types of processes generate several events. Anything they do, an event is logged for what they have done. Events are generated in huge numbers regularly. This is because many processes run on a device, each performing different routine tasks, generating numerous events. These events can sometimes point to something terrible going on in your device. How do we check these vast numbers of events and see if they point to some destructive activity? There are security solutions in place to solve this problem. These events are ingested into the security solutions as logs, and the security solutions can find harmful activities in them. This made our job way more easier, but wait a minute. The real challenge is after the security solution points these activities out. So from these processes, we are monitoring them under a security solution by the security team, right? So when a security solution finds an event or a group of events associated with a possible harmful activity, it triggers an alert. The security team then analyzes these alerts. Some of these alerts may be false positives, while some will be true positives. The alerts that point to something dangerous but are not harmful are referred to as false positives, not a threat. In contrast, the alert that points to something harmful and are actually dangerous is a true positive. You can get a better understanding of this from an example below. A false positive is a security solution raised an alert on a high amount of data being transferred from one system to an external IP address. Upon analyzing this alert, the security team found that the subject system was undergoing a backup process to a cloud storage service, which caused this. This is known as a false positive. We started this, right? This data transfer, or a data backup, we started, right, internally. This is false positive. And the true positive, a security solution raised an alert on a phishing attempt on one of the organization's users. Upon analyzing this alert, the security team found that the email was a phishing email sent to this user to compromise the system. This is known as a true positive. Right, a colleague of us checked out his email and he received there an email that, I don't know, maybe asked for some kind of action from his part, like to download something or introduce some kind of data. That's a phishing email and a true positive. These true positive alerts are sometimes referred to as incidents. Assuming the alert is now categorized as an incident, the next phase is to get a security level to the incident. Imagine you are part of a security team and get multiple incidents simultaneously. Which incident would you choose first to respond to? Well, the highest priority one. This is where the idea of incident severity it helps. Incidents can be categorized as low, medium, high, or critical based on the impact that they can create. Critical severity incidents are always the highest priority, followed by high and medium and low and informational maybe. Right? And this is basically almost all the time the severity of the incident is created by the tool that you use. It will be displayed by the tool that you use. Here, let's see. Here we have the security team again. Incidents are flowing right, in our application that we use for monitoring security. And here we can see titles of incidents and their severity. And also we have the false positive alerts, which we discard. Critical ones are the first one to take a look at. Then high, medium, low, and as I said, maybe informational. Answer the question, what is triggered after an event or group of events point at a harmful activity. Alert. If a security solution correctly identifies a harmful activity from a set of events, what type of alert it is? Security correctly identifies a harmful activity, right? True positive. If a fire alarm is triggered by smoking, it is true or false positive? False positive.